guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca, and here on my channel I like to talk about budgeting and money, and today I am sharing my February 2021 budget. I am planning in my plum paper planner, and I have a discount code if you're interested. If you've never bought one of their products before, you can get 10% off if you give me your email. So I'll leave info for that in the comments below. This is not actually a page from the planner. I actually get their monthly sticker kits, and then I designed this myself based off of it. This is the one for February, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, I've themed it to match. And then I just use the little sticky tape thing and I tape it in over the pages that were there because I wasn't going to use them. And I just do this because I am able to completely make a budget that fits my needs, and it looks cute as well, and those things are important to me. So I will get started. I've already written my income, and I've left the first 4 sections blank, mostly for Jared's privacy. That's my husband. We both have 2 sources of income. And then this last section for miscellaneous is income that we expect to get from renters who are renting our house. We just purchased our first home and we move actually in March, so our lease wasn't up yet and we needed to rent it out short term, so that's what we're doing there. And then I expect our total income this month to be $7,638, and that's a little bit lower than what I had planned for January, and that's because I had actually raised it in January. I had given us a raise, quote, if you will. Jared's self-employed, and I took all of his money from 2020 and divided it by 12 to get the average, and that's what I was going off. But that makes me nervous, and I didn't like having to expect a higher number. I like to be just pleasantly surprised when we have more than what I budgeted, so I brought it back down to what I had been previously budgeting. And that's our new number, which is still fine. It's totally a comfortable number for us. It just makes me feel a little bit better. So on our bill section, I have already written out all of the things just to save time. But the first item in our budget is always our tithe. And this isn't technically a bill, but it is the most important thing in our budget. So it always goes first. And we just tithe off of everything except for our rental income. And then the next line item is our rent, and we actually are 1 month ahead in rent. So in February, we'll pay for March's rent, and we are moving out on March 13th. So we'll only be paying for about half the month. I don't know what the number is, but I just kind of estimated, and I estimated on the high end. That way it could hopefully come in lower, but I estimated that this month it'll be $800, and usually it's $1,450. So I'm hoping for closer to $700, but I just won't know until almost the end of February. But this will be the last month where rent is a line item, and then it'll be off of there, and one by one all of our secondary utility bills will go away, which is I'm so excited about. I'm sick of seeing them on my budget. And then my phone bill is $44 every month. Wi-Fi at our apartment is $71. We have been here for over a year now, so we had like a year-long promo and it's over. But so it went up $10, which I wasn't gonna fight because we're only here for 3 more months. Our electricity here, this one varies, but I think it's gonna be around $65 based on last year's usage. Our car insurance, this was super weird. I think it has to do with, we have Progressive, and I called them because the app that they have, the Snapshot app that gets you a discount, was draining the battery on our phones. So I was like, are we done with this? And they said no, but that they could send us one that physically goes in our car. So they're gonna do that, and it messed up our like January bill was like $13 cheaper. And I was like, oh, is this our new bill? But no, in February, it's just $13 more expensive than usual. And then it's going to go back to normal. I don't know why they did that. It's whatever, but it's a little higher than usual. Jared's health insurance, it's going to be $161 as usual. Our renter's insurance is $12. And then I skip a line to keep things separate. And then our mortgage on our house is $1,200. And we charge the renters $1,300. So that's the portion of the income that will be rent. And then the Wi-Fi at our house is $70. Water, sewer, and trash, I think is going to be around $87. That's how much it is this month. So that's kind of the basis I'm going on. And electricity, this one has just been going up and up. This past month it's $141, so that's what I'm budgeting. I'm hoping that it won't be as high, but I don't know. And then I'm budgeting $145 for natural gas. I'm really hoping that these numbers go lower because those are way higher than what I expected for such a small house. It's under 1,000 square feet, so it's kind of crazy to me. And you may wonder, like, why are we paying all of these bills? It's just because their renters were in there for such a short amount of time that we didn't see the need in having them sign up for everything separately and then having to move everything over into our name. So we thought this would just be easier. And then our total for those bills is going to be $3,663. And then turning the page to all of our other expenses. Our groceries and household. I have been budgeting $420, and I think that that is a good amount. I'm going to try to spend less. In January, we had to spend more. I'll talk about that in January's video. There was a reason why, but you'll see that in the budget recap. Eating out, our budget is $180. Gas, I don't really know what this one, it keeps fluctuating, but I'm just going to say $60. I work from home, Jared works partly from home, and I drive a Prius, so we don't use a whole lot of gas. And this is new. This is something I actually changed mid-January, these two categories. I used to do a shopping line item and a beauty line item, and I would do $150 for shopping and $50 for beauty, but that really wasn't serving me and our budget needs, and I decided to change it. I know a lot of married couples do like allowances, so that's what I'm doing now. And it's just the same money that would have been spent on shopping and beauty. I'm renaming it kind of and giving us each our own budget. And I'm giving Jared $75 and myself $100. And this is because Jared doesn't really spend very much money. Of the two of us, I am definitely the spender. But I also order all of the essential things that we need. He never does. So that's why. But I'm also doing this because he has an entire line item down there for an item that he wants to purchase. And so he gets less up here. For subscriptions, usually I budget $60 a month, but our Amazon Prime is up, and that's $119. So I'm going to say $180. Gifts, we have 2 birthdays for actually his sister and my sister in February. So I think we're going to probably spend $60. And we might spend more, but that is kind of what I'm giving us as a budget right now. And then this is a Telecaster. If you don't know what that is, this is an electric guitar. Jared, my husband, is a musician, and so he is saving up for a guitar right now. I put it in an expense instead of a savings item because he puts that in a separate account that I usually keep all of my kind of little sinking funds in cash, and so since he's taking it and putting it in a separate account, I put it as an expense. But I'm going to give $100 in the budget this month. And I think he also is going to do some other things to work on getting his guitar sooner. Miscellaneous, every month I just give us $100. And then travel. So we were supposed to take a trip to Belize in February, and that got canceled. Jared had a reunion. He used to actually live in Belize, and he had a band reunion that he has kind of every year now. And they pay for room and board, and we have a bunch of flight credits, so it was going to be a free vacation. But that got canceled, so we're actually going to take a trip to Tulum, Mexico in March, and we booked the flights and a hotel already. but we're going to book the next hotel for kind of the first half of the trip this month. And so I think we're going to spend $200 on travel. And that is going to be $14.90. And then our savings items. So I've waffled back and forth about what to do as far as just our emergency fund. Right now it has $5,000 in it, and I was kind of putting that on hold while I worked on my student loan, but since things are just kind of uncertain, I actually just wanted to just be putting a little bit in there every month. I just thought it might be a little foolish not to, so just $100, but that's what I'm planning on putting in our emergency fund in February. And then retirement, I have a Roth IRA, and we were planning to put $100 in there. I do $20 every week, and then I think we're just going to do an extra $20. And then travel, I don't think I'll be putting any money in my cash envelope this month because we'll be spending it, but I like to have this line item here just in case we don't spend all that. That way we can go put it in the actuals, and there's a line item for it. The same thing with gifts. That's just how I treat all of my sinking funds. If I don't spend it for the month, I put it in a savings envelope, and if I do spend it, then I don't take any cash out. And then every month we set aside $100 for health expenses. Planning to set $140 aside for auto expenses, car repairs, that sort of thing. And then home maintenance and renovations. This month we're going to do $400. We are ramping up to our move, which is going to be actually right after we get back from our Caribbean trip in March. And we have a bunch of really little renovations that we want to do right away, just before we get our stuff moved in, because it'll be a lot easier. Things like ripping out baseboards and painting. So I've been putting aside money for that. And I want to put aside $400. And that total is $840. And I operate a zero-based budget, so all of our income equals all of our expenses, and whatever we have left after all of our bills, expenses, and savings goals goes to the goal that we're working on right now, which is paying off my student loan. So the surplus in our budget is $1,660, and that's what I hope to put towards my student loan. Honestly, I hope for more, just because I'm really trying to knock that out by the summer. I have about $14,000 left, but we'll see what we can achieve. So that is my February 2021 budget. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more videos like this. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Find myself on that old familiar pathway that leads me down that same old beat. But every day I find I'm leaving empty.